eyes see things. The eye is our organ of vision. Only by relying on it, we can see such a wonderful and colorful world. So, how do our eyes see? Today, we will talk about how it works. We lean on our eyeballs to see, and they could receive many kinds of light from the outside world. Of course, it is not all sorts of light our eyes could see. Infrared, ultraviolet, and far-infrared light, for example, are all invisible light. We cannot see them with the naked eye under normal conditions. If we look carefully at a person's eye, or eyeball, we will see a small round hole in the center of the eye. We call it the pupil. The pupil is the entrance for light to enter our eyes. It can dilate and constrict on its own. This allows the amount of incoming light to be regulated. When the light becomes stronger, the pupil would narrow, while it would dilate when the light becomes weaker. The pupil can therefore be likened to the aperture of a camera. If we want to let in more light, we need to set the camera to a larger aperture, whereas we need to set the camera to a smaller aperture if we want to let less light in. Of course, weakening of light is not the only reason that could cause the dilation of the pupils. For example, when a person is frightened, his or her sympathetic nerves would become extremely active, and they would control the pupil dilator muscle to make the pupil larger. On the outside of the pupil is a raised membrane, which is the cornea. We can think of it as the lens of a camera. There are many nerve cells inside the cornea that are used to receive light. These cells transmit the different angles, distances, and colors of light that we receive to the retina via the nerves. The retina is like the core imaging component of a digital camera, the digital image sensor, which does the imaging. Once imaged, these images are then transmitted to the brain by the optic nerves. After the brain's analysis and processing, the final rendering of what we have received would present to us. Basically, we can think of the eye as a receiving device, while it is the brain that actually sees. At one time, it was also thought that the eye sees objects by emitting light itself rather than passively receiving it. But this argument would easily be proven wrong. For if one were to enter a dark room with no light at all, the result would be that one would not be able to see anything at all, even with one's eyes widely open. Our eyes are so important to us. Therefore, learning how to protect our eyes is also something we must take seriously. First of all, we need to make sure that we live, study and work in sufficient light. At the same time, it is important to ensure that the light is not harsh on our eyes. For example, when we read at night, it is best to place a desk lamp on the desk as well besides the normal lighting in the room. In addition, we should not spend too much time reading or watching TV, and it is better to take a 15-minute break every 30 to 40 minutes. When taking a break, look at something far away or something green. A final tip, for children under 6 years old, it is best not to watch more than 30 minutes of television a day. Primary school children should ideally limit their TV viewing to 90 minutes a day. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for so much for watching my video. See you next time.